it's Nikki. How are you doing? Today is part 8. I am delighted to be with you as always. And today you are really getting a practical case study, I guess, of what I'm talking about. And that is content. And I knew very early on from beginning my process into having a business online, or at least growing a business and growing a following and growing an audience online, is that I did Marie Forleo's B-School nearly a decade ago. And that was fascinating because she was talking about online marketing and creating content and running a digital business. Well, at that time, I really had no idea what she was talking about. And certainly it felt very, very fresh waters because we were all figuring out what to share on Facebook, what to share on Instagram. I was taking a lot of pictures of whatever I was having for lunch, or a lot of drunken pictures on a night out. I mean, you know, did it really happen unless you had 386 pictures of that very evening? But people would go through them all, and I would too. I would enjoy what people shared, and it felt very public at the time. Now, as I've moved through my business over the last 10 years, my content has become much more business-minded, I guess. Yes, there's the bit behind the scenes where I'm on Instagram, sharing what I'm doing in my sort of day-to-day life, or where I'm going, or who I'm with, or those sorts of things. But in terms of the content that I create and that I share, it's very purposeful. It's, for example, I am watching the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. Now, I could probably create a whole podcast on that, but that is definitely something that I would just chat to my pals with, because it doesn't serve a purpose in terms of my business. It doesn't make sense in terms of the other things that I've got going on. Frankly, I wouldn't have time to do another podcast, all of these sorts of things. And so I've been very clear in my head about where I go with content. And this has been really interesting because the clearer I have become, the easier it has been to create it. And it's important with your content, important in terms of what you create, to make sure that you know why you're doing it. And one of my overall goals in my life, maybe more so in my business, is that people can find out about my business and get support in whatever I have to offer without me always being there. And I wanted to create a library of content that people could access and use and get to know, even when they've never told anybody about what they're doing. And that is really, really valuable to me, because if you look at my YouTube history, and I don't know if you actually can do that, but there we go. I have over the last 10 years, I've consumed so much: webinars, podcasts, videos, workshops, video series, so many different things. And they have been a lifeline to me. They have been so incredible and useful and giving and generous and all of these things. And I know now that I am interested in making and maximizing my time that I have in terms of work. And so I want to create a legacy, I guess. I want to create pieces of content, pieces of information, help, support that can be accessed without me being there. So what does that look like for my business? Well, it usually means that by the time people get on a call with me and book a free 15-minute session, I would say I have 80 to 90. This is me just thinking off the top of my head. I don't have the stats for you. An 80 to 90 conversion rate, if you like. And please know that I'm not kind of ticking names off on a whiteboard or anything like that. But for every 10 people I would say that book a discovery call with me. 8 or 9 will go on and book a session or a series of sessions or purchase something from me. So it's a really, really high value. And it's a really good use of my time doing those discovery calls. Because for me as well, again, going back to my value system, is I want to do business in a personal way. I've never wanted to do things in a generic, like, oh yeah, I had somebody like you, right, okay, let's just join the dots and let's just do the same thing. Like, no, it is about the individual. It is about really listening to their set of circumstances and being true to what I want to talk about, my conversation of defining success on your terms. So when I think about this, in terms of my content, I think about how it's going to help people, but what is the stuff that people are not saying? And this could be an exercise that you do as well, where you really work through what are people not saying in your industry? What are you craving personally? What do you wish you'd known? Where do you need to go into a bit more detail? How can you be really useful? All of those open questions are going to be really, really helpful in terms of where you go next. So I want to give you one final point, which is, are you being purposeful with your content? And the next piece of content that you create, I want you to ask yourself, what is the purpose of this? And for you to know what that is. And it doesn't have to be serious. It doesn't have to be because I want to convert because I know that 9 a.m. on the TikTok platform is it doesn't have to be anything kind of technical. It could be simply because I loved this lunch and I want to share it and I'm passionate about this small business restaurant. Or I would love to build connections with people. Or I think this would be useful or educational or entertaining, or this made me laugh, or I thought you might like this. Know why you are doing what you are doing and really, really turn up the volume on that, because you will notice then how you spend your time and where you go forward. That's it for today. I will be back tomorrow. Thank you so much. We've got parts 9 and 10 to go. Do leave a review, rate, review, subscribe, all of that good stuff. I love those 5-star reviews. Thank you so much. If you want to book a session with me, as always, you can go to nikiraby.com/sessions, or you can email me hello@nikiraby.com if you've got questions or you want to find out availability, all that good stuff. You're welcome also to send a voice note to that email. So if you don't want to write the whole thing out, just send me a voice note. I would love to hear from you. All right, I'm sending lots of love and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.